Cadien Lake James, welcome back to Live from the Heartland.
Howdy, buds.
Frontman from Twin Peaks, and, well, one of the frontmen from Twin Peaks.
One of almost the whole band.
The entire band is frontmen, right? I understand.
I like that about you guys.
Oh, yeah,
Pretty democratic.
Me too.
Fresh from a studio session?
Yeah.
I don't know how fresh I am, but
That was why I thought I would mention that.
you know, I had to play some piano parts at the end of the session yesterday, and it's fun watching no one play after I had to play. 'Cause I didn't actually play. Yeah, it's not my forte.
Do we have it set up that we're going to play a song before while we're talking to you?
Yes.
Yeah, why don't we were going to do a little intro with Stand in the Sand, which was the first tune I think you guys did. You were all working at the Heartland Stand in the Sand at the beach, and the next thing I know you got a
song
in
a beautiful
video.
song.
Yes, thank you.
Here it is.
Well, I remember when that song was playing in our basement.
Well, how old is that song?
Well, let's see. We recorded that.
We're at 2017 now.
Yeah, it's 5 years.
Wow, that's I thought it was one of your
We've been
originals.
playing it for probably 6, 7 years.
You were making some kind of derogatory remarks about your own mixing skills on that one.
Well, you know, I think it sounds cool, but I wouldn't say it sounds professional.
Yeah, you guys have gotten...
How many records since then?
We have 3 full lengths out now. That was the first one. We have a live record out, a couple singles along the way.
And you're doing a single a month this summer?
We're doing a single a month this summer. The first one, I think the vinyl just shipped out. It's kind of club series. It's over the course of four or so months, six different 7-inches come out. It's all available online for the whole world to hear. But there was 300 copies of each exclusively on physical 7-inches.
You are listening to Cadien Lake James of Twin Peaks on Live from the Heartland, which we forgot to say for the entire hour. Go right ahead.
So yeah, that's what we've been up to. We've been working our booties off, recording a bunch in between all the touring to get the songs ready to share with the world, and yeah.
So with all this touring and pressing that many albums, when do you have time for the creative process? When do you have time to actually write music?
Well, it helps that we have 4 songwriters and that it's not like one guy has to come up with 15 songs a year or something. But I write a lot on the road. I write at home. It's you know, you find time everywhere and anywhere.
What's your inspiration these days? I mean, you've used up a lot of your original. I wanted to know about that.
Inspiration, I think Neil Young puts it the best. It's the most relatable to me so far that I've read about someone talking about it. He's always saying it's a pretty hard thing to explain where songs come from and how they show up, and he kind of puts it as being a conduit for a song. And
Nice.
just something. I just start playing something, and it's there, and then I have a melody, and then sometimes I labor over the lyrics, but you know, sometimes they come naturally. It's a pretty intuitive process.
I credit you guys with being good friends to each other as well as bandmates in terms
It's
of...
like the most important part.
Yeah.
If you're going to be on the road most of your life with the same, you know.
Well, this is an
amount of guys in the
anniversary.
car.
Is it an anniversary? Have you been on the road a while?
Yes, this month, now that we're on July 1st, is the 5th anniversary of our first tour. That we our first keyboardist, Lucas Herzog, he booked with the help of a guy in a band called Weed from Vancouver, BC. Back when we were in high school, they booked the tour, and I don't remember the exact day we left, but it was early July that we embarked out of Rogers Park in the blue van we had.
The first show being in the backyard.
Yeah, so tour kickoff was in the backyard.
I recall smudging your van before you left.
Yes, and he's given us smudge sticks since then, and we use them.
Yes. Just keep it
Lately,
safe.
our tour manager nowadays, the great Peyton Dabney Copes, he has these little wood sticks that just burns in the car.
Excellent, excellent.
After we smoke weed when we don't want to get caught if a cop pulls us over.
There you go.
You're a rock and roll band, and you know, I first saw you play with a guitar. But do you have a favorite instrument?
I'd say guitar is my best friend in the world.
All right.
And how many of them do you have?
I have too many, Dad. You probably let me sell a couple, get you a couple bucks.
Yeah, but you do have a Japanese guitar you're using then.
I have 4 of them now, actually. Four of a very similar looking Japanese guitar that
You customize.
yeah, that I've had customized by a great guy called Phil Glodek, who works over at Chicago Music Exchange, which we're very lucky to have in our city, one of the best guitar stores in the world.
Right. Yeah. That's one thing I want to. You guys are pretty much identified with Chicago, I
Yes.
presume, and I know that you and Chance, the rapper, started out at the same time, and we won't repeat that story for the umpteenth time this right now. But how cool is it to be anywhere in the world and be a Chicago band? How does that feel?
Well,
How
I
do
think
people relate?
like most Chicagoans in the world, we take a lot of pride in the city we come from. And it's been very cool to have Chicago's music and arts community having more of an eye on it, and the national and global spotlight over the last 10 years or so, especially the last 5. Lucky us, 5 years on the road.
Really?
Yeah, because I think a nice thing about playing music coming from Chicago is that it's a huge city, but it's the second city, but not a lot of industry out here like LA or New York would have. So there's not so much of an era of big, record label exec or publishing guys coming to the show. It's kind of competitive to try to get a make or break moment in your career at every show. In Chicago, you don't think about that too often playing shows. It's very community oriented. And I think that gives it a very, honest Midwestern charm playing music here. And now that you have the internet and all that, and a couple acts have done well, there's more of an eye coming onto it, and it's a cool thing.
I couldn't help but notice during the election year, you guys were also pretty regularly encouraging your audiences to vote, to register to vote. And what version are you doing these days of that?
If anybody is listening to the show who regularly does, you guys know it's a pretty progressive, politically minded crew over here, and this is people that I was raised by and grew up around, so always been important to me, and having the platform the band has, it's an honor to be able to use it to try to talk about current events and keep our fans educated and up to date as much as we can. So
the band's okay with that.
Yeah, we all have the same politics, which is good. I think that would be an issue if we didn't.
But you all don't have the same baseball team?
You
that happens in Chicago. That happens around this table, actually.
It does.
I was raised a Sox fan, but
One of your recent tours.
Crosstown Cup, I'll go for Sox forever. I'm a Chicago fan. I wish it was better being a Bulls fan right now.
There you go. That's good.
There you
That's
go.
good.
One of your recent tours was in Europe.
No, we're going to Europe July 10th.
So
we were there in February.
What's attracting European fans to the Chicago sound, if I can actually put it that way?
Well, have you heard us? We're badass, man. We sound good, man. I don't know. No, Europe's a little more tough for us sometimes. It's just being out here for 5 years touring. We've been able to hit both sides of the country so many times. I can't count how many. I keep talking about going back and trying to count how many shows we've really played, but Europe, it's really expensive to get out there, and it's kind of like starting from scratch in a lot of ways, but we've had good responses. It's growing. We'll play to 700-something people in London, one step at a time, same as it was out here. It's just less frequent.
Have you done Berlin?
Yes, yeah, quite a few times, or I guess only 2-3 times.
I want to know if Liverpool or Hamburg are on your.
We've played both. We're not returning to either this tour. This tour is kind of just hitting a couple. It's like 10 shows over the course of 13 days or something. Hitting a lot of festivals, smaller festivals out there. So
You got a couple of shows here in the States before you take across the big blue waters. What are those shows?
Well, right here in our sweet home Chicago, we'll be playing Tadfest, aka Taste of Chicago, on Friday, January 7th. Next Friday. We're not playing the Dead & Co. show tonight, although I'll be there.
Oh, good. Good.
And July 4th, which I guess is before that Chicago show, we play out in Iowa.
Catfish Hollow?
Catfish Hollow, something like that.
Michael keep.
I don't know.
No, I try to keep up.
I'm just going to hop in the van and go play. So,
That's great.
Nice.
Michael keeps track of your schedule for you. We do have, I think, something queued up to play. A newer one by your guys.
yeah, we so far have just one song out from our single series we're doing this year, Sweet 17 Singles. So we can play the one of those that's out. It's called Tossing Tears.
What's it about?
Um,
Tossing tears.
Shit, man, yeah. Excuse my language.
Yeah, Nolan jumps to the buzzer. Ruining Christmas. Nice timing there, Noel.
Yeah, it's about what it's called. So.
Okay, Tossing
It's about being a
Tears.
baby.
And about not being a baby? Or about being a baby?
Both. There you go, Tim. And it's got some great Chicago artists who just played Constellation the other day. They just put out their debut record. And they sang on this song, and one of the two of them, Macy Stewart, she did strings on the track as well.
Sweet.
It was a lot of fun to record.
Next week, we have Andre Ellis, founder of No Adults Left Behind, and Bill Page is talking about his new book.
Everything I know, I learned from rock stars.
Do good in the world, everyone. The world needs all the good you do.
All power to the people.